Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Every time someone gives you a piece of information, the first thing you should do, ask, hey, is it true? And how do you know that? These two things. And verify the information, because otherwise anyone can tell you anything and you're just gonna be clup, 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 clup. So what happened now? Supposedly, Putin ignores Erdogan, and supposedly he's upset with Erdogan regarding the proposal to restart the Black Sea grain agreement or something, or talks. Let me show you this title in this article, and then we can discuss a little bit. Remember, this comes from the New Voice of Ukraine, so they are happy about this. They could have made it up, or maybe it is so. We can discuss both variants or options. Putin ignores Erdogan's proposals for grain deal talks. Report. Okay, I want to know who reported it. So, Russian dictator. Oh, today is his dictator. Yesterday he was, okay. Putin is ignoring requests from Turkish President Erdogan, and Erdogan is a president now. If you do what they tell you to do, you're a president. If you don't, you're a dictator, strongman, Nazi, whatever you are. So he is ignoring requests from Erdogan to hold talks regarding the extension of the Black Sea grain initiative. The Wall Street Journal reported, how do you know that? On July 28, citing diplomats and analysts. I would like to know their names, and because people say all kind of shit. Remember how they invaded Iraq with all kind of intelligence report. According to sources, okay, I have a few sources that I will never disclose, confidentiality reasons. Erdogan has repeatedly stated in recent weeks that he wants to discuss with Putin the renewal of the agreement. Now that is true. I heard that, and I think that's accurate, which allowed the export of Ukrainian grain from ports on the Black Sea. Well, that's half of it. Yes, that allowed that, but also it had something else in it. Part 2, which allowed Russia to send its fertilizer and grain to some countries, and some Western countries easing some sanctions. This is according to the Russians, so they might be lying, that's true. However, the presidents of Turkey and Russia have not yet spoken by phone. Diplomats, some say, who those are, we don't know. We will never be told who those are. Say that Turkish authorities are trying to resolve this issue through other channels of communication with the Kremlin. The report, not trustworthy, but nevertheless, says that Russia refused to extend the grain agreement after Erdogan angered the Russian government. Earlier in July, Erdogan decided to return the defenders of Mariupol's Azovstal to Ukraine and finally agreed to support Sweden's entry to NATO. Now, if this Sweden thing has nothing to do with Russia, cannot intervene in Turkey's internal affairs and decisions, this one was an agreement. All right, that was an agreement between Turkey, Russia, and Ukraine. So supposedly those guys were not supposed to be delivered to Ukraine until the war ended. So yes, Russia was penetrated, put it in the euphemism, this time, as they say they were penetrated with this agreement with a Black Sea grain, because for a year they were not, the other side of the deal was not honored, the other part of the deal regarding the Russian part. The report says Russia refused to extend the grain agreement after Erdogan angered. I don't know if it's about angered, but when you get screwed a few times, I think you say, that's it, my friends. I mean, this is strike number 1. Okay, bye-bye, see you never. Wouldn't you be angry? Wouldn't you be saying, okay, you're not a trustworthy person here? I mean, we have an agreement. It's on paper. And you are breaking it with impunity? What would you say? Would you be happy about it? If it's true. And regarding angering, I don't think the Russians got angry, because I think this is a small thing compared with other things that the Russians ought to have been angered And they were not, or at least they didn't show it. So if they will be angry, and I'm going to give you an example, and one reason why Russia could be angry, yes, angry, and could do something about it that would show its anger, would be their lack of, I don't know, results or advance, in Ukraine. And that could be solved with some other weapons used. But that would be like when you're angry, then you escalate. How could the Russians escalate? Some 1, 2, 3 nuclear weapons detonated on the territory of Ukraine, not on cities, not on military equipment, just on some, I don't know, fields, cornfields, wheat fields, barley fields, and that's a warning. And the next one said it's going to be on you. What do you think will happen? I think people would come immediately to talk. Do you think the Americans are going to bombard the Russians? Do you think Americans say, are we going to nuke you? I guarantee you not, because they know there's going to be no winner here. No winner, okay? So that would be an angry, and they didn't do it. And they're still playing ping pong with Ukraine on the border over there. You come, I come, and all that. You come? Okay. So let's read further here. Russia officially terminated its participation in the Black Sea Grain Agreement or Initiative on July 17th, which had previously allowed Ukrainian grain export through the Black Sea to countries at risk of food security. Yeah, which was what? European Union 38%, Turkey 30%, China was 20 some, and then Africa was 2. Yeah, okay. That's according to United Nations data provided by the liars Russians. I made a video on that, so you can watch that one. Officially, Russia alleged that its unilateral withdrawal from the agreement was due to Ukrainian attacks on the Kerch Bridge. Not true. Which connects occupied Crimea to mainland. No, that's not true. That's not what I said. Moscow has withdrawn guarantees of safety of navigation in the Black Sea. True as well. So that's what it is, my friends. They did it, and I made videos on that based on direct quotation from the Russians. Now, I don't know what kind of sources these guys have, because if those guys come and tell you, I punched that guy in the face because he stepped on my cock, and someone said, no, our reports say that he punched that guy in the face because he stepped on his balls. Well, why would these guys, how do you know the truth? That is this lying, and you got the reports from where, how? Really. And it's almost always different. When these guys, no, you stepped on my cock, that's why I punched you, they come with a different story. That's not true. The Russians never tell the truth. Is it possible? Well, anyway, my friends, sometimes you say something true, even if you're a big liar, if you're a pathological liar, have a problem somewhere. I met people like this, they lie, but most of the time they tell the truth. They lie only when it's something tricky or have something. Or just lie because, you know how it goes. Or you don't, because you're not a liar. Anyway, my friends, here it is. Erdogan tried to call Putin. Well, they are supposed to meet, Putin and Erdogan, next month in August. Putin's supposed to travel to Turkey. Will that happen? I don't know right now. I think I'm 50-50 on that one. Before the Azovstal shed, Azov battalion commanders being released, I would have given it a 98%. Right now, I don't know. I have no idea. 50% I give it that Putin would go over there. Probably it's going to be some emergency cancellation. And if there's going to be an emergency cancellation, then these guys are right. Putin doesn't want to talk to Erdogan. He's going to, like he did after if you remember, what year was that in Syria? 2019, Jesus Christ, that means I'm old. 2019 was, or earlier than that, much earlier than that. Remember when the Ukrainians, Jesus Christ, is late. Turkey downed that Sukhoi 24 bomber, and the guy who was shot down, the Russian pilots were killed by ISIS in North Syria. Remember that one? Now that was when Putin was furious. What did he do? He didn't talk to this guy. And what did Erdogan do? I'm suspecting that maybe Erdogan is not going to do that right now, but I'm guaranteeing you that he's going to be not taught a lesson, but at least He's not going to have free entrance to Putin as he had before. Unless he again comes and does some, sorry, here, this is what I give you. Okay, thank you very much. It doesn't work with sorries over there. It works with other things too. Not with money, but, interest and allegiances and so on. We'll see. There are many things that we obviously don't know, and we don't even know what's the point with those Azovstal commanders that were released. I disagreed with the Russians giving Turkey the Azovstal commanders. I disagree with that. And they exchange it for some Russian something. Disagree with that. I mean, you call these guys Nazis all the time and then you swap them. What did you expect? To go back? I mean, no, it's not that. No, I think it was way. I mean, one of the reasons why Russia said they invaded Ukraine was to denazify those guys, and you give those Nazis back, commanders, not rank and file little dudes over there, commanders that fought against you in Mariupol. And actually it was the Kadyrovites who eventually surrounded them and took them out. They came out, that's how we're supposed to say, came out just to meet them. And then they went to Russia. They were not taken in captivity. They went to Russia. I think I'm not going to go home. I'm going to go to Russia right now. Euphemisms. So that was very, very BS for Putin, who agreed to those guys being swapped and then given to Erdogan and so on. What did he expect? And he got burned again. The same with the Minsk agreements, burnt again, 2 times, big time. Burnt with many, many things. And then, he says, what the hell? With NATO expansion eastward, Russia got burnt again. So, and then you say, well, no, it was unprovoked. Okay. Yeah, it was unprovoked. Okay, YouTube, it was unprovoked. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.